Have you been trying to get a business analyst job? Have you attended interviews, spoken to recruiters, maybe even applied for roles again and again? You're still not getting the breakthrough you want. Then, this is the only video that you might genuinely need before your next business analyst interview. In this video, I'm going to show you how to simulate a real business analysis project from start to finish. I'm not doing business analysis, gather requirements. I'm giving you a walkthrough about what actually happens on a project from step by step, start to finish. At the end of this video, you confidently know what business analysis is in terms of a project, what you can put inside your portfolio and your LinkedIn profile. The best part is you can use this exact method to create your own business analysis project, even if you've never worked as a business analyst before. Let's dive in. Hello and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Ibiyemi, and on this channel I talk about careers, tech, transitioning, business analysis, project management, how to position you for opportunities that can genuinely change your life. If that sounds like you and your kind of content, then like this video, subscribe, leave a lovely comment for me below, and let me know in the comments, are you trying to become a business analyst, or are you already working as a business analyst, or are you trying to build your portfolio? Let me know in the comments. Now, before we get into the tutorial, let me tell you why this truly and really matters. One of the biggest mistakes aspiring business analysts make is they learn definition, they memorize stakeholders, requirements, agile, user stories, but they don't understand how the project flows in a real life scenario. And in interview, the gap is very obvious. Once a recruiter or a hiring manager asks you, talk me through a project you've worked on, how would you approach a problem as a business analyst? How do you gather and manage requirements? A lot of people freeze. So in this video, I want to show you the full journey of a business analysis project in a beginner-friendly way. Now think of this as your practical project tutorial. To make it easy to understand, we're going to use one example project throughout this video. And our sample project is this. A clinic currently books patients' appointments manually, through phone calls, notebooks, and scattered spreadsheets everywhere. And this is causing missed delays and poor patient experience. The business wants to introduce a digital appointment booking system. That's our project. Very simple and realistic. I hope it's easy to explain. Now, let me show you what exactly a business analyst will do from beginning to end on this project. Step 1, understand the problem. Always understand the problem. This is where every good business analysis project starts. Before you start writing requirements, before you start calling meetings, before you start drawing process maps, you need to understand what the problem the business is trying to solve. And this is where many beginners rush. They jump straight into solution mode. But a good business analyst would not start with solution. A good business analyst will start with the problem. So in our clinic example, the problem is not that we need a booking app. No, that is the solution or the possible solution. The actual problem is the clinic's current appointment booking process is manual, inconsistent, inefficient. Now that is our problem statement. Now this part is very important because if you don't define the problem properly, everything else in the project will go wrong. The first thing you want to do in your simulated projects is to write a clear problem statement. You can literally have a section in your project document called a problem statement. And inside the problem statement, explain what is happening now. Why is this problem affecting? What impact is it having on the business? That alone already starts making your project look realistic. Now let's move on to step 2. Identify the business goal. Now that you understand the problem, the next question is, what is the business trying to solve? Business analysis is not just about documenting issues. It is about helping the business move from a current state to a better future state. So in this case, the business goal could be something like, to improve appointment scheduling efficiency, to remove booking errors through a digital self-service booking solution. It's very important. Now you notice how the statement is focusing on outcomes and not the futures. Not to build an app, but to improve efficiency, reduce errors. This is how businesses think. So in your projects, problem statements and business goal or project objective, this is where you make the project sound strategic and not operational. Now let's move on to step 3, stakeholders, because this is where the project starts becoming real. A business analyst would not work in isolation, never. You're constantly working with people. One of your first responsibilities on a project is to identify the people that are involved, impacted, influential. In our clinic examples, the stakeholders might be the clinic manager, the reception staff, the doctors, the patients, the IT team, the software vendor, even compliance or data protection people. Now, why does this matter? Every stakeholder sees the problem from a different angle. The reception staff may care about reducing manual admin. Patients may care about ease, customer service, and speed. The manager may care about efficiency and reporting, and IT may care about integration and security. If you don't involve the right people, you will miss important requirements. So in your project, create a stakeholder analysis section. You can include the name, the role, the influence, the level of interest, and what they care about. Now, this is one of the things that instantly make your portfolio look stronger. Now, let's move on to step 4, which is to understand the current process. This is where you start doing the actual BA work. As a business analyst, before you recommend changes, you need to understand the current process. What is happening today? How does appointment booking currently work? What steps are involved? What are the delays? What are the mistakes? What are the frustrations? So maybe in our clinic example, the current process might look like this. A patient calls the clinic. The receptionist checks a notebook or a spreadsheet. The receptionist manually confirms the time. Sometimes another staff member has already booked that slot elsewhere. So the patient forgets their appointment because reminders are not automated. Staff spend so much time rearranging appointments. Once you map this out, you see the pain points. This is where people call a process Aziz process, the current process. So in your project, create a simple current state process map. If you don't want to overcomplicate it, a flowchart can work, but if you're looking to get very technical, then a process map is better. Never skip this part. This is where that you show you understand process analysis. Let's move on to step 5, gather the requirements. Now we're entering one of the important parts of a business analyst, requirements gathering. This is where you begin to speak with people. You ask questions, you explore the needs, you document what the future solution should be. In real life, this can happen through workshops, interviews, observations, surveys, document analysis, and a lot. For your simulated project, you don't physically need to do this, but you need to understand how requirements are collected. So for example, from the reception team, you might gather requirements like the system should allow staff to view available appointment slots. The system should prevent double booking. The system should allow appointments to be rescheduled or cancelled automatically by the person. From the patient, you might gather, I should be able to book online. I should receive confirmation messages. I should receive multiple reminders before my appointments. And from the manager, the system generating reports on missed appointments, the system tracking booking volumes, the system improving staff efficiency. Let me give you a quick tip. When you build your project, do not just say, I gathered requirements. Nah, list them. Create a requirements log. Add an ID, a description, a priority, an owner, and a status. That takes your project much stronger. Let's move to step 6. Now I need you to categorize your requirements. Once requirements come in, a good BA will not leave them like that. That's messy lists. You organize them. So now you want to separate them into categories like business requirements, functional requirements, non-functional requirements, regulatory requirements, reporting requirements. For example, a good requirement could be the clinic needs to reduce missed appointments by 30%. A functional requirement could be the system should send SMS reminders 24 hours before an appointment. A non-functional requirement, the system must be available and accessible on mobile devices and load within 3 seconds. This is important in interviews. Employers want to know you understand the different requirement types. So in your portfolio project, you can distinguish your requirements. Let's move on to step 7, define the scope. Now let's talk about scope for a second. One of the easiest ways projects fail is when you're not clear on the scope. And that is why the BA often supports the scope definition. So for our clinic example, what is in scope? Maybe online appointment booking, scheduling, appointment reminders, rescheduling, cancellation, and reporting. What is out of scope? Full patient medical record, billing integration, pharmacy inventory, doctor consultation notes. This matters because scope keeps the project realistic and manageable. So in your project, have sections called in scope and out of scope. That shows experience. So let's move on to step 8, future state. So now we know the current state, we've seen the pain point, the requirements, we need to describe the future state. This is what the improved process will look like after the solution is introduced. So instead of calling the patient and waiting for someone to book, The patient can log into a simple portal, choose a slot, receive confirmation, get a reminder automatically. Staff can see appointments in one place. The clinic manager can track utilization. This is what people mean by to be process, the future state process. So in your project, I need you to show the current state, the pain points, and the future state. This is one of the best ways to demonstrate your business analysis thinking. Step 9. I need you to create project artifact. Everything we've said. Depending on the project and the delivery method, the BA may produce things like 1. A business requirement document, 2. A requirements log, 3. Process map, stakeholder map, user stories, acceptance criteria, wireframe, use case, and workflow diagrams. For beginner-friendly projects, you can have things like problem statement, stakeholder analysis, as-is process, to-be process, requirements log, user stories, acceptance criteria, and a simple wireframe. That is already more than enough to create a strong business analysis project. Let me tell you something. If you don't know how to build portfolios, I have something for you in the description. Make sure you check it out. It is important. You actually have examples, but you need to know how to do them. Let's move on to step 10, user stories and acceptance criteria. Now let's assume the clinic project is being delivered in an agile environment. At this stage, the BA must convert the requirements to user stories. For example, as a patient, I want to book an appointment online so that I can choose a convenient time without calling the clinic. As a receptionist, I want to see all scheduled appointments in one dashboard so that I can manage bookings efficiently. As a clinic manager, I want to see missed appointment reports so that I can identify trends and improve attendance. Then you can add acceptance criteria. For example, number 1, the patient must be able to select an available date and time. The system must prevent double booking. A confirmation message must be sent after booking. The user must be able to cancel or reschedule their appointment. This part is solid gold for interviews. Many employers may ask about user stories, agile, acceptance criteria. I'm talking from personal experience. If you can confidently explain this in your own project, you stand out. Now let's take a quick. If you're watching this and thinking, wow, I actually want to learn how to build solid projects like this properly, then this is exactly what you do inside of my academy. Inside the academy, we build beginner-friendly projects from start to finish. Not 1, not 2, 10 solid projects. I teach you using the Discovery Alpha Beta Live framework, which aligns well with public sector and private environments. We also help you understand the agile delivery in a practical way. So if you want to learn project management, business analysis in a way that actually helps you to build confidence, portfolio evidence, job readiness, and everything else, the link is in the description. If you want me to send you the form in the comments, comment Academy below and I'll reply you there. Step 11. Collaborate with solution teams. A BA does not just write documents and disappear. Oh, you collaborate. Yes, you collaborate. This is where you begin working closely with people like product owners, project managers, developers, designers, testers, business users, everybody. So for our clinic example, maybe the design team creates a wireframe, for the booking screen. The BA would review it against the requirements. Very important. The development team will ask questions about the reminders and how it needs to be. The BA will clarify. A stakeholder changes their mind about cancellation windows, the BA would assess the impact. This is why communication is such a big part of business analysis. So when you speak about your project, don't make yourself sound like a document. So you must understand collaboration, clarification, continuous stakeholder engagement. Let's move on to step 12, support testing. Now, once the solution has been built, the BA will support testing. This does not mean that the BA is the tester, but the BA would ensure using the acceptance criteria. This can include reviewing test scenarios, supporting UAT, clarifying expected outcomes, and checking the acceptance criteria have been met. In our clinic example, the BA may test scenarios like, can a patient book an appointment successfully? What happens if the slot is already taken? Can an appointment be cancelled? Does the reminder send correctly at the time it needs to be sent out? So everything that we want for the outcome will be tested. That is why understanding test scenarios and UAT is extremely important. So in your project, include a test scenario section, even if it's basic. For example, a test case with the expected results, the actual results, and the status. Let's move on to step 13, which is the training, the rollout, and the go-live support. So now we're getting to the end of the project life cycle. The solution has been built, it has been tested. The business needs to prepare for rollout. This may involve, training users, creating quick guides, communicating change, supporting pilot rollout, and gathering feedback after go live. Now, in our clinic example, The reception team may receive a user guide. Patients may be informed by email and SMS of the new tool. The clinic would run new system one location first before scaling it to all their operational units. This is the detail that makes the project feel believable. Don't say you built something and you just threw it to them and they started using it. No, it's normally in phases. So this might involve change, adoption, making the solution actually work for the people using it. Now let's move on to step 14, which is the measuring of the success. A good project would not end with the system has gone live. A good BA would think about the benefits and the outcome. Did the solution solve the original problem? Did missed appointments reduce? This is why in your project, you should ensure that you include measurable outcomes and expected benefits, quantifiable. For example, reduce double bookings, faster scheduling time, reporting lower admin efforts. Now, the final section makes your project feel complete. And that's it. Now, let me summarize the full business analysis project journey we've just covered. Number one, understand the problem, define the business goal, identify the stakeholders, understand the current state, gather the requirements, categorize the requirements, define the scope, design the future states, create project artifacts, write user stories and acceptance criteria, collaborate with the people, that's the team, support testing, and support the rollout and the training. Measure the success. And that is it in simple terms, what a business analyst will do on a project from start to finish. If you can truly understand this flow and create few strong simulated projects around it, your confidence will skyrocket. It will change completely. Because guess what? When you get asked questions, you will not be guessing, you will not be cramming. You'll be speaking from structure, process, full evidence of what you have built yourself. And that is what employers are looking for. So if you're serious about becoming a business analyst, don't just watch this video. Build projects, document them, talk through them, put them in your portfolio, put them on your LinkedIn profile, use them in your interviews. And if you need help doing this properly, you definitely want to check my academy. Use the link in the description to join or comment academy. Inside, we're going to build 10 solid beginner life projects. Project management is covered, business analysis, and an extra one, data analysis. If this video has helped you, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, comment. Let me know what you think about this video. And also, if you would like a part 2, where I will show you the exact documents that you should have in your business analysis or project management portfolio, let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll definitely see you in the next one. If you struggle on how to build portfolios, we have a live session coming up on the 28th of March, where we'll be teaching practical ways and method to build a portfolio like no other. If you really want to get involved in this, then I want you to definitely use the link in the description to join the academy, because this session is only available to people inside of the academy. Thank you so much. As always, follow me on all my social media platforms, on LinkedIn, on Facebook, on Instagram, on TikTok. I'm everywhere. Yes, I am. So follow me, leave a thoughtful comment, share this video with someone that has been telling you how business analysis has been confusing. This is the roadmap they need to follow. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.